97 Swifty, Exploration Buddy at your service.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, wherever you are in the universe. This is Commander Swifty, the Ineffectual Gamer, and this is an Elite Dangerous live stream. Just give me 1 second, people. Right, sorry, I'm back. I just wanted to check a couple of things before I started to get underway with the stream. Okay, so a couple of things since you've last seen me. I do apologise, didn't get to stream in the week. It just didn't come about. And then I don't know if anybody else gets any messages from me from any stream setups where it says it's, for example, today, and then suddenly that stream disappears and it's one for, I don't know, Thursday, Friday, whenever. This is because of when you set up a stream, I always forget which page the time is on, and I always seem to accidentally post it by putting the wrong date on it. So the time's always right, but the date's always wrong. So I've just got it in my little checklist of things to always remember before I kind of leave it. So I keep having to take them down and put them back up again, but I'll definitely try and keep an eye on. Okay, so good news and bad news. Bad news is I've actually turned back for the bubble, for the simple reason it was actually taking me to do what I was doing here much longer than I expected. And I actually started getting into this kind of frame of mind where I was like, okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and then I'm like, no, this is only a short expedition. This is like, and maybe if you're only streaming once a week, maybe you can actually do these expeditions when you're not streaming and do more stuff from in the bubble. So I'm kind of, I've turned around and I'm making my way back to the bubble. However, not before at the moment banking 2.08 billion credits. So credit wise, I'm doing very well, and I'm back in the mix, and I'm now ranked geneticist as well. So my exobiologist rank's gone up as well. So that's really good. Hey Marshall, remember posting time check? Remember that? Yeah, I know. Remember anything check. Remember your, I don't know, TV screen, whatever. Yeah. So I'm actually kind of turning back for the bubble now, because I want to get this stuff done in the bubble so that I can actually start doing really how I want to do this. And I noticed the other day, I was like, there's things I wanted to do on this expedition, but I'm like, it's time consuming and I want to be back in the bubble soon. So I've kind of put stuff aside, and then I was thinking, you know what, just wait till the big one. Just wait till you decide to go out there, and then you can put all the good little things together that you want to do, and we'll do it all together. So I've started making a side list for when I do eventually do that, and I'll stick in. It's good to see you in early, Marshall. Normally you come in like half an hour or so later in. It's not a slight on you in any way. I'm just saying that's what sometimes happens. So we're going to turn back towards the bubble now, and I'm hoping, sod's law, and you know what, I didn't do any checks. Oh, okay, so that one's working, right? Did they change the key bindings? Or is that not maybe not plugged in correctly or something? Right, I'm having issues here. So let me just go into, sometimes you just go into options, controls, general controls. I might have to close this and change it, you know. I have a feeling these buggers have nicked my, it's still set to custom though. Let's just see what those actual ship controls are. So flight throttle. No, that's there. Have I not done something? Let me go back into the game. Hold. Oh, I know why it wasn't working, you doyle. Why is everything so dark? Oh, are we on the dark side of a planet here? Okay, I didn't realise I was on a planet. And it's night time. I'm like sat here going, why aren't my controls working? I'm on a bloody planet. What a doyle. Right, first doyle move of the night goes to Swifty. Shock as everybody gasps in shock. And do you know the worst thing is? I remember leaving it on the planet on purpose, thinking, next stream I'll come in, it'll show me on the planet's surface, but as usual, the sun goes down on me. And I miss out. You mean being on a planet had passed me by or something else, Marshall? Sorry, I was a bit behind the chat there. Oh, where have I put my bloody glasses now? Where have I put them? I need them. Right, okay. So yeah, we've got like, in this one I've got 12 jumps at the moment. That'll be, that's not all the way back to the bubble, so there'll be a few jumping in, but of course most of those systems are found and everything. So I have a feeling that I'm not going to be earning much in these streams. I might get 5 or 6 decent jumps here, and hopefully I can find a couple of biologicals, because I think after that I'm going to start hitting known space, as I like to call it. All right, yeah. Hang on, jump out. Just open the galley. Right, so jump out a little. What do you... What? I don't know. I'm lost. This is what happens when you can't talk to people face to face.
First discover.
I have no idea what anybody's talking about.
First discover of star system IC 4665 sector ACKC9-1 with primary star of type K. First discover of star B.
I did a good look, I think. I don't know, honestly, I'm lost today. I actually came into this to set up the stream really late as well, so I'm like, my brain is not in stream mode at all. Right, it really isn't. So we need that one, thank you very much, and start scanning. Now, I didn't even know I'd left Elite Buddy open. And it's still got a load of jumps that I'm not even in, so I don't even know whether the route part works, but I'm hoping that the planet part works. So we'll see how we get on here. I'm just going to start going up the ladder and seeing if we can't find something.
First discover of planet B2.
Oh, we've got asteroids, so that's alright. We've got that all sorted out. Apart from this one that's hiding there.
First discover of planet B1N.
Damn it, geologicals! I hate seeing geologicals because it normally just means lots more geologicals. You do get
First discover of planet B1.
and you know what? There's a lot of one planet here, so sometimes this might actually do us a bit of a favour and give us something decent. Oh, mind you, there's only 11 bodies, so maybe not. Oh, it's paid off on the first
discover
one.
of planet B3.
So nobody's scanned this or anything, so that's definitely me.
Occurrence of valuable species Electricae radialum predicted on icy body.
Now it was only 2 species, so I can't really like be excited. But it's better than nothing, and I'll take 2 biologicals. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. When I see 1 or 2, I always have a bit of a sigh because. Oh, there's another one. I normally have a bit of a sigh because it normally means what was it? Icy body B4. So we've got B3 and B4 basically is what we're going to. Where is B4? Okay, B4. It's not B4A. Okay, B3, B4. Let's set sail for this one then. And it's 3,500 light seconds. So it's a bit of a trip, but it's not the worst. Oh, are you? I didn't actually see you. Let me have another quick look now. Did I just not zoom out far enough? Why is it not showing you? Or is it and I'm just being a complete and utter spiff? It's not showing you anywhere, Marshall. Oh, there you are. Oh, you're up. Okay. Oh no, you're not up. Were you No, he's further out than I was. Were you on your way to Colonia by any chance? You weren't trying to beat me there, were you? Oh, I'll come off there. So how come you've got out the bubble then? Or should I say what took you out of the bubble? The stream's like way behind me. I can see the stream in real time and I'm like, how far behind me is it? That's why I forget stuff. I don't think I don't know how you cut that down actually. I wonder if there is a way to cut it down. It's not on Twitch. On Twitch it's pretty much there's about a 2-second gap on Twitch, I think. Something like that, but on YouTube it can be like a minute sometimes. And then of course when people reply, they're replying and whatnot, and sometimes for me it's just like I'm receiving the message so far after that I get really confused. I think it's why some streamers actually get their mods to do the chatting in the chat. I saw something neat out by the way. Alright, so when you say you fancy going out, you saw something, I'm guessing that was on another trip? Or did you see it somewhere like on a board or something? Did you read about that thing with the about the Thargoid interdictor thing today, Marshall? That what the plans might be for it. 6. I thought it was going to mean bigger jump range. I was getting excited, but it seems like it's something else. It's to stop interdictions or something. 1. Oh, I've done the wrong one. Shite. So we want to go 2. We want to go 3, we want to go 4, we want to go 5 and 6. I mean, I don't really care whether I get the efficiency bonus anymore, but let's see if we can still get that 100% with the 6 probes by just doing it a little bit different. We're doing alright actually, 187. Yeah, we did it. Well done. Now, the big fear is here that we only have bacterium, but we don't. We have funticular as well, but funticular's in the same spot as the bacterium. And I actually watched a really good video the other day, and I'd forgotten all about it, so I'm actually going to put some of that video into practice here. I've actually forgotten what it was. Well, I haven't forgotten. I know what it was. And I think it was for when there was a few more bacteria and stuff lying around, sorry. He's basically saying like I don't think we're going to have a problem here. I've spotted somewhere where I think we're going to head for. But yeah, it was somebody who was basically saying like you can tell by the names roughly where they're going to be. There are some which are in strange places, and he kind of went along the lines of what I say, which is I try and park close to all of them. But I'm going to be honest with you, I think there's something to do with instancing involved sometimes, and what I tend to find is if I fly right away from the planet and then come back, I'll find it at the first spot. So there is something about sometimes staying planet side, I think. But we've got a nice big crater here, so, and then if they're not appearing here, we know out of the crater to the left is all blue, so let's like more mountainous, so we'll probably find something up and around there. But I have a feeling we'll find everything in the crater here. The only thing I didn't like about that video was he was saying not to ever really use your SRV because it's a waste of time. But I think when you're doing exploration, you've got to kind of, or if you're playing this game, you've got to kind of role play a little bit. If you do everything surgically, the game's going to be bloody boring quickly. Like, so there is a part of me that tries to embrace some things, even if I don't like them. And I've followed my own rules, so like when the grind got too much, I've come out for a little trip, and now I know if I was going back to do something in the base, that I'd feel much happier doing it now. So we should find plenty of bacteria and fonticula down here. I mean, this is probably not even going to be. Mind you, Swifty, close your mouth, because you never bloody know. You can't predict anything. There's a lot of actually kind of rocky bits here, and I know fonticula grows on it, but bacteria won't want to. So kind of all this rocky stuff is not going to do us any good. The first fonticula's already dropped in, but I think the first thing we're actually going to look for is bacteria, because I think that's the big one for us. We need to try and find that bacteria. Now, I always find with bacteria, you just come up to about 60, well, I was going to say 70 actually, 70 meters, and just start scanning for those little white spots. That's pretty much all you can do. Those are rocks, but there is one over there. I think there's one anyway. I actually don't know. No, I was going to say it looked real, but it's not. So just waiting. Carrier jump's done. Okay. Fleet carrier. We've got some other bits I want to buy. Okay. Oh, is Marshall actually watching on Twitch? I never realised. Oh, you're watching on both? Or is that? Oh, I moved to Twitch since that's a lot of delay again. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, getting, one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you before I go out on the big expedition is I was thinking, like, I want to maybe look at systems for interesting things, not just monetary, because of course at the moment it's all monetary because I'm trying to do various bits and bobs. I'm spending a lot of money, so it kind of becomes monetary. But obviously when I go out into the black, that monetary part kind of takes a step back more for discovery, you know. So I'm going to come up to about 100, and I'm just going to skirt along a bit because I'm not seeing any bacteria, but we have got a few little flatbeds. So oh. Spoke too soon, Swifty. Right there. Blink. So I can spot it, and this is actually a difficult one to spot because it's pretty much the same colour as the terrain. But we've got our first one. Probably be worth £1 million or something, but. What do you need to actually replace your SRVs, by the way, Marshall? You know, like when you're out in the black, if you crash one or have to blow one up. Is it just restock and repair you need? I can't imagine it is. Is that just that message dropping in again? Yeah, okay, so it does that until you've read it. I've found Yeah, Achilles Aerospace needs you to help gather final data needed for our Titan's method of travel. So I'm hoping that it means, like, some people are saying it'll mean you can't get interdicted. And then I have heard that it might just be a much longer jump range. So you may be talking about a drive that can maybe take you up to like 200 or something. Maybe even 500. Now listen, hear me out first. The devs were talking about how kind of the fleet carriers have become something they weren't supposed to be. I think their actual wording was the fleet carriers aren't necessarily used as they'd intended, which is true. And I think the jump carriers' lack of ability to jump long ranges in a quicker fashion, definitely made me a bit angry about having one. I've kind of got over it now, but I was... Oh, there you go, there's a second one. I was when I first got it, because it was like, well, I could jump this distance in this time. So I have a feeling there might be a bigger jump range coming. They have talked about the milk... There was something in the wording, and I think one of the last press releases, where they were talking about like the galaxy opening up. That's why I said I wasn't sure if the Thargoids were going to take over. But they haven't. But it seems like we might be stealing their technology, which will allow us to branch out rather than the Thargoids branching out. Might also make it easier for us to travel to where they are. It's just restart repair. I've got that. That's good. Because that was something I was a bit more like worried about when I went out into the black. Because, well, you've been around long enough to know I can go through SRVs, so, you know. It's better to be pre-prepared. Right, so we're outside the Colonia, so this is probably like the worst place to come to. This spot here. But I've come to another place. So yeah, we're going to be out somewhere over there. They think, oh, hang on, a crater within the crater by the looks of it. I think the whales up a second. Maybe a good little spot after these little mountainous things. There we go, I think. Oh, did he outsee himself? I really thought that was one there. Right, okay, so we're like 200 meters up now. We can find a better spot than this. Silly. Loads of flat over here, and I'm looking at peanuts over there. There's tons of ground to look at over here. We'll start down here somewhere. I was just hoping that one of these dark patches might turn out to be something, but they never do. Oh, I'm still quite high. There we go. Wow. See what I mean about going up and coming back down? It always seems to bag you something. Unless that's one I scanned before, I might be talking to, so it might have come from this area. No, I know, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't know, there's just something tells me we might be getting bigger jump ranges. So I'm going to stick around for a bit in the bubble at least, because I'd be a bit miffed if I got all the way out there and then suddenly... Because I think for true exploration, like if they really do want to help us map it, I think they've realised, you know, the jump ranges are a bit ridiculous. But I mean, the amount of stars is ridiculous as well. I don't know why I went so far from the ship to find this, because I've realised, like, this one's 500 as well or whatever. So I'm going to have to just get in the ship and get up and go. But this one actually looks quite interesting. It's got some interesting veins in it. I don't know what the cups are like. Oh, they're quite deep actually. Because there was somebody right behind it, about 50 metres, and instead I ran 200. And this stuff's everywhere for ridiculous. Like, it's not worth anything. I might get what? I might get 20 million if I do the 2 planets with first discovering everything. There was actually one right outside. What a div. Right, okay, let's just get on with it now. Yeah, I do. I even think further, Marshall. I think the carrier should have been pretty much able to go wherever it needed to go. Maybe put like a minimum of 5 or something on it. But in seriousness, I think if you want to take a carrier and sit through the whole cool down, spool up period, you deserve to get to Colonia faster. You do. Let's be honest. But yeah, it's just one of those things like, oh, where's my landing spot gone? There we go. Oops. But I was really surprised when it came out with the jump range. I was like, that's pretty pathetic. Because I think I said, like, in my current DBX, I can do that in 5 jumps. Yeah, I told you. I don't know what you're doing, Swifty. Not gone far enough. Right, let's go up. I thought we had gone far enough. We haven't.
Leaving clonal colony range of Monticello chemistries.
Yeah, and then obviously with the new ships as well is probably. I mean, I predicted that it'll take me until September to do everything. To kind of do everything I need to in the bubble and get my affairs in order. Everything. I think that's roughly how long it'll take me. I mean, this has taken me a few months already, and I'm not where I need to be or where all my stuff needs to be. I basically want it so that if I ever have to come back to the bubble, there is nothing I need to work for unless it's completely new content, like in a game upgrade or something. Other than that, I want to be able to arrive in the bubble, and if I come back for any point in time, I want to be able to come back in the DBX, find the ships I need in the bubble, but then there's also certain types of ships that I need to take out with me because I'll need them. So like mining ship will need to come out with me. I'll need a fighting ship for when I go to for when I stop in Colonia or something, so I might need a fighting ship there. So it's like I've got a lot of work to do, and some of it will be on stream, some will be off stream. But yeah, there's a lot to do before September. So oh, I hate it when it does this. It's done a little crash thing, so I might have to come out of the game and go back in. It's actually there, because when you pause it, you see what you're looking at, which apparently is part of the ship by the looks of it. But you just get stuck in this walking motion. It's really strange. But I'll just go to main menu. Hey Alex, by the way, I'm so sorry I didn't see your message hidden in there. I see it now. How's it going? Right, let's continue. And I tell you what would be nice about the plaque as well is to save up a couple of those. Did I? No, I didn't. I didn't actually scan anything, did I? Here, I don't think. Is saving all those arcs. It's saving a lot of arcs while I'm out there. Doing it Malcolm style. Right, we need one more. Oh no, we don't. We've got the full lot. Nice one, we're done on this planet then. And the other one was planet 4, wasn't it? So we'll lock that destination in. I'm just going to check Elite Exploration Buddy, make sure it's done what it's supposed to do there. Yes, it has. I'm expecting the exact same two, or versions thereof. So I just want to check something. Okay, so yeah, that's completely out of question. So one of the things I was worried about with the Elite Dangerous Exploration Buddy is sometimes it doesn't put my route in it properly. And I was concerned because when it doesn't do that, you don't know what's in the system until you get there. But I've just looked in the other tabs and it does seem to be logging everything else correctly. It just seems to have issues with the galaxy plotting when you replot stuff. But other than that, it seems to work alright. So I'm going to have to climb out of here. Well, how can you be relaxing and doing that? Stay away from social media, apart from that really nice guy, Ineffectual Gamer on YouTube. I'd stick with him. But I've been trying to not consume media this week. And this shit doesn't go on in my world. That's all I'll say. Doesn't. I had to laugh. I actually watched 5 minutes or something earlier and I was on a rant within 10 minutes. There's more to life than this. Ranting, I mean, not playing Elite Dangerous. Although there have been times where I've claimed that while playing Elite Dangerous as well. It's probably 16th time around Dav's Hope, I'm guessing. Hey Kathina, how's it going? I'm actually on the way back. I was going to do an expedition to Colonia, but I realised that it was taking a lot longer than I wanted to because me being me, I have to do everything the way I want to do it. I'd have probably still been there in 2020, on my way there to 2026. I'm pretty damn sure the rate I was going. But I am 2 billion credits richer and I'm back in the Billionaires Club. Although that's going to disappear, I'm sure. I will go to Colonia, but I'm just not going to do it in this way. I'll probably fast jump it one day and maybe stop at the Nebula on the way. You know, like the really old streams. I'll probably do it that way. Oh, come on, stop flying around it and just bloody slow down. Kathina writes jokes for talk show hosts on the weekend, if you didn't know. What's going on in the world of Xbox, Kathina? Have you tried any of the new Game Pass games come out recently? Alright, we'll shoot this one then. You'll be happy to know, Kathina, I am looking to get my camera hooked up again. So I'm hoping the next stream I might have it hooked up again. So we want to be halfway. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's Bannerlord? Oh, hang on, it's not Bannerlord, is it? You meant to write Mannerlord? Yeah, I've heard about that. It actually looked semi-interesting to me, but then I was like, nah, I know what I'm like with those types of games. I won't like it. So I've actually laid off it myself, but it actually looks pretty good. Oh, Control, yeah. I've actually got Control. I've played the beginning bit when you first go in, and I love it. It feels very like X-Filesy, like X-Filesy Manhunt type, Mindhunter, sorry, type thing. Like it feels. I like the feel of it. Alan Wake 2. I need to play at some point as well. Oh no, Bannerlord is actually a game. I thought you were talking about Mannerlord. I don't know whether you know about that Mannerlord game. That came out. It's quite popular with people. I can't see where I'm landing here, actually. Maybe around here, because there is a crater there as well. And if it's only 2, they're most probably in this crater. Actually, this crater's got a crater in the crater. And it's got a crater next to the crater with the crater inside the crater. Which is really different things. Yeah, I think that's kind of like... I used to like things like SimCity and stuff like that, but then when I found out more about how they work, I don't like them as much because they're annoying. I'm not going to go on a tirade about them because it's just simply they're annoying to me, but I don't like the way that they work. And so I'm kind of all of those world builder, city builder type things. I'd love to like them. I really would. Like even the Sims, I love the concept of the Sims, but the way the game's being designed is just not how I would want to play it, even in free mode or whatever it would be called. I don't know what it's called. Builder mode or something. Right. Okay. So we've got high G. I know that much, or at least higher G than usual. There is a block down there, but I don't think that's what we're looking for. Oh, it is. Wow. Ben Kenobi would have been proud. So I saw it. I might have miscalculated whether it was worth it or not, but look at that, trying to find these. Well, that's what we are actually going to do. But we're going to do it while trying to keep the nose of the ship intact. It kind of shows you how those biological spots pop up sometimes, and how they can be little devils. Dead Island 2, yeah, Dead Island 2. I played a little bit of it. That's as weird as it might sound to people. That game's actually a bit too silly for me. But I did like the way it looked. It looked alright. And I think if it was a bit more like Division-y, I'd definitely play it. But it's not, because it's a fun game. Swifty doesn't like fun games for some reason, even though he's a fun guy. Oh, Gripes. There's oh no, is that another one there? If that's another one, then I'm not. No. Ah, so if you come down here, the purple disappears a little bit. So that's one there. No, it's not. Oh God, Swifty, you've really opened the can of worms going after this bacteria. Should have just given up while you had the chance. Jeez Louise, this is actually going to be really hard.
Clonal colony range of bacteria.
There's natural patches. Oh, there's one. No, it's not. So this is a... Yep, that's not one either. Right, we're outside the colony range. There's actual just black patches as well, milling around. Maybe we should just kind of point it around a bit and hope that it flashes. This is going to be hellish. Oh, hang on. Is that one? Or is that just a rock? It's just a rock. Oh, yeah, I think I've spotted it now. A real one. It's not flashing though. It's never a good sign. Shit, it's not. And I don't quite want to just empty it yet. That might be two of them right there. I think I've seen a few pop in and this... No, that looks like a rock now. It must... No, it's flashing. Okay, so they actually look more sandy than they do dark. Be able to spot it. Right, I'll just go back to the chat. I enjoyed it more on the NES. I played it on, I think it was the NES I played it on, the original SimCity. And I played the original, the world building game on the Genesis. I've forgotten its name now. It begins with P. Populous, was it? And I actually quite like it. I have tried State of Decay. I like it, but I didn't like the graphics. And sometimes that's the thing for me. I'm very, very picky about, like, it has to have interesting story, good graphics, and then good gameplay. Where's my bloody thing now? We've just landed and you've lost it. Come on, it was there right in front of us. Is it by my wheels? Is that why I'm not seeing it? No. Ah, there it is, right by the nose. Doyle. Right, sample that one. I did like, I don't know if you saw the IGN games thing yesterday. I think it was IGN. They had a couple of games announced, and one of them was a new one by Quantic Dreams, but it's very, very different. It's like it kind of has a bit of a Division-y feel to it. You have to go around shooting, I think, zombies actually, but it's more in the start. It more looks like Borderlands or something. Check it out anyway, because I'm butchering what it is. And then they're doing Star Wars Eclipse, which I'm looking forward to as well. Ubisoft are doing a Star Wars game, which I'm really looking forward to, because it's been built by the same people who've built The Division. So I know that game's going to be like gold, you know. So that one's really high on my list as well. Obviously Grand Theft Auto 5 for me will be an automatic, probably even pre-order, because even though everybody's left from Rockstar, I kind of trust, strangely as it sounds, I kind of trust them to, the current Rockstar people, to actually make a decent game. I think it's kind of in the DNA now there. You don't, I mean, I really hope that the people who used to work for it go off and start making more cowboy and 1940s detective style games, because that's what they freaking excel at. and they make those games way better than Grand Theft Auto. And Bully. I mean, I didn't even really like Bully, but it was an interesting concept and it played well. Manhunt. I used to live with a psychopath who thought Manhunt was great. Giggle when he was putting plastic bags over people's heads. I moved out. Even Manhunt was really good. And then people have said, I've never played it, but people said The Warriors was actually a really underrated game as well. So I think they're just one of those companies that just became so successful at one thing that it became them, unfortunately. And I think they just got, I think all like the people there just got sick of this, like, Take-Two obviously not giving them the green light to work properly on Grand Theft Auto 6 until they'd milked the cow a bit more. But I've said it before that
leaving clonal colony range of Fontainebleau Chemistries.
I don't think Grand Theft Auto Online will be in Grand Theft Auto 6. It certainly won't be at launch. I think we might actually wait a long time before it comes to Grand Theft Auto 6, and I think that's because they will they'll do one of two things. They'll want to wait till the money goes down, number one, but they will launch Grand Theft Auto 6 with the subscription method only, I think. And I think it'll become a subscription model thing. And what you actually might see is the game kind of part ways. They've always done the two together, but I have a feeling that even the DLC will come with Grand Theft Auto 6. I think they know what they've missed out on, and not just from Grand Theft Auto 5. They made some mistakes with the reason I think these things is because they made some mistakes with Red Dead Redemption, and the online part of Red Dead Redemption has been pretty much a failure for them. And I think they've realised that, you know, you've got more than one particular type of customer, and customers of certain games are not going to go for the same crap that you have in your other games. And I don't think they believed that when they were making Red Dead Redemption. I think they believed, no, the players are the same as the Grand Theft Auto fans. They'll go for it hook, line and sinker. They'll be buying gold left, right and centre, and they just didn't realise. Oh, we've got that one. Okay, so if we've got that one, we've got both, and we're off to our next stop. So I will have a look at the chat again in a moment once I get in the air, now that we've got full samples. I'll just check. Got my little checklists. Yep, full samples. Yeah, okay. And now it's filled my plotter, and it's saying there's actually a couple of systems we're going to be passing which have no owners, which I'm really surprised at. Kinda didn't expect that. Have you seen Dune 2? Has everybody seen Dune 2? Dune Part 2, sorry, not Dune 2. If you haven't, why the hell not? Let's have a look. Right, okay. I think you'd get used to the controller thing with Elite quite quickly, Kathina. I think you would. You play other things with controller, don't you? I know some people who won't play anything without anything without a controller. I'm actually one of them. Very few games I will play with the mouse and keyboard. I have to play everything with a controller. But I know people are the opposite. They won't play anything. Everything has to be mouse and keyboard. Really weird, mouse and keyboard. I understand, like in first-person shooters, it's faster, it's better. But to me, it feels a bit unnatural. Having been quite successful at playing the original Ghost Recon as well. which they say they're going back to its roots with the new one, as of a leak from the other day. Okay, so I'll control it. Did you try the first or second one? The second one got upgrades in orange. Are we on about that zombie thing with that message? I don't know if I have. I will try it. You know, now you've said it, I'm like, yeah, why not give it a try? Because I'll have a morning where I can just sit down and test it out, and if I don't like how it is, I did like a lot about it, don't get me wrong. It was, with that game, it was more generally the graphics. How can you say that about Quantic Dreams? Every game they've made is good. Even the weird one. Not that they're all not weird. I'm surprised you didn't like the one with well, he was then called Ellen Page, now called Elliot Page, and doesn't seem to be acting anymore. So in that was good. It was just weird. I don't know if I ever got to the end of it. That was the one where you had like a poltergeist with you. I need to go back and finish that. And then, oh no, I can't have this argument with you, Kathina. I don't want to fall out. Let's have a look. Actually, the menus work really well, Kathina, because I do use a controller. They're for all my menu stuff, I use a controller, and it actually works pretty well. I get it's a bit slower, but once you get used to it, it's much faster. I don't know if mine is set up the same as it is on the console. I have no idea. I'll set it up for preference.
165 sector VHXB 16-0 with primary star of type M.
But oh, I need to fuel scoop at the next one. So what I will say is, so my right panel is on B. So if I need to look over, it's just B. Left panel's with X, and then Y is the chat one. I can switch between all of them, and then I just have to press it again to go back. And then, funnily enough, the one by my knees I haven't done to A, because A's to accept stuff and move around. So I've actually done it to the right stick bump. So when I bump the right stick, I look down. And yeah, so it actually, it works all right for me. It does everything. Like, I don't feel, I haven't put the heads free, because I used to have that on the stick bump as well. But I haven't done that in a while, so I might need to remap that one. But yeah, it's not too bad. What I used to find, because I think I first started playing it with controller, what I found was reversing was really difficult. So if you overshot your landing pad, it was a nightmare to get lined up again. Landing was harder with a controller, I do remember that much. Yeah, that Civil War looks good. By the way, hello Joe. I saw you come in. Good to see you. Yeah, Civil War looks pretty good. I'm looking forward to it because I love Alex Garland. It won't be what you expect, Alex Garland, if you've seen Alex Garland's other movies. I really highly recommend Ex Machina for anybody who hasn't watched it. Ex Machina is like, oh my god, it's really good. Right, let's go through anything else. Yeah, see, I use my controller for the FFS as well. Yeah, and I like it. I use the I use the bumpers to zoom in and out, left stick to move around, and then the two triggers to tune it. And yeah, I can do the systems quite quickly. I'm usually a bit slower when I'm in stream because I'm talking and trying to talk
Planet 3A.
Read stuff as well. But yeah, in general, sorry, I really like the feel of it on a joypad. Right, I'll just do last check. Don't think there's anything here. Oh, is that really only 4 million? So that'll be 4 times 5. Yeah, nothing here. I thought I might have a good body in here or something, but I don't. So the next one I do have to fuel scoop at. Let's go back. Oh god, yeah, I couldn't use the virtual keyboard, that'd annoy me. But you can plug a keyboard into an Xbox, can you? I was sure you can plug a keyboard in minimum. Mouse and keyboard doesn't work like in games, but you can plug a keyboard in. I always thought you could. I'm sure I did. Oh, I haven't. I need to make sure I definitely scoop at the next star. Yeah, I think I've had one hooked up to my Xbox before. I can do it with my TV as well, actually. Because bloody writing something out on a remote is a nightmare as well. Oh, there's loads of stars there. Is that a nebula inside? I'll just do the system and then I'll come back to the chat once I've done this. So I've just started my Easter week now. Now I have got some things going on. I've got some wants and wishes for the week, but I'm hoping to maybe have one midweek stream while I'm off, which will be quite a long one. And then I think I'll end the Easter week with a long one as well. So it'll be on one of the weekend days, but it'll start in the afternoon and just run through into the night. Not sure which days or anything yet, but just look out for... I'll maybe label it as a marathon or something. Oh, come on, I thought I was going to find something in an 18-planet system with gas giants. I really did. I thought I was going to find a good biological in here. We've still got a couple to scan, but it doesn't fill me with confidence. Oh, we got one, but we know what it is. It's a nice planet with exactly the same things I had in the previous one. And I'll have a look at what the predictions are, because this is a discovered system, and if it's been mapped, it's most probably been landed on, most probably, so we'll see. So I'll just go into there for a second. See what it's throwing up.
Biological signals found on icy body 2A. Possible occurrence of valuable species Electricae radialum predicted on icy body 2A.
Yeah, it's this is a poop shoot. So that these are the same planets, so they're gonna they've got pretty much the same G, same heats. So why would that one be different? Why would that one only have one biological? I'm not going to go to this one biological one, because I have a feeling these all have bacterium teller, and then either bacterium teller. No, bacterium teller's a big one, isn't it? Or is it? So I think it's either bacterium teller or bacterium whatever for a million, and then the other one will be funticular. So it'll be like the last place we went, but I'll have a look. 2A. Is that it? 2A? Yeah, okay. I don't like the name of this system. 2 mass jet. I mean, that's seriously a system name. That's crazy. Has anybody seen a system name like that before? I've seen a system name that long. Okay, so it's only 730 light seconds, and there are a couple of planets around it, so we should be there quickly. Right. Well, what I would say, Joe, is that I don't feel the on-foot stuff is as bad as I thought it was going to be. But I also don't know if it's better than what I thought it would be. So I thought the on-foot stuff would be... there'd be much more kind of fighting involved. I didn't realise it'd be so hard to kill the enemy, which of course once you've graded up and everything it's not, but when we're first playing, yes, it's very, very hard to kill them. Almost impossible. Definitely with grade 1 guns. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody complete. Maybe somebody who knows exactly how all the mechanics work in the planet side, they might be able to do it. There is actually a guy, a streamer I know, who does the planet side stuff, and I bet he could do it with a grade 1 gun, but I mean in reality oh shit, I think I've done this one wrong. Fucker. Oh no, you could beat it by doing this. So that would be a bit of a cheat move, but you could do it. Let's just fire there. We'll get it. Yeah, we've got it. Right, oh, a lot of bacterium and a lot of funticulate. Yeah, so it's the same as the other planets. It's just this place looks a bit flatter, so there's a lot more area. So if that's the case... Well, I think this is why I kind of fell out with it a bit, because let me just see whatever Malcolm's at tight. Ah, yeah, I saw you stream the other day actually when you were looking at one of them. Yeah, I don't think it will either. I'm going to go in and touch down. But no, do you know what, Joe? You're right. I'm going to say... Marshall, I'm going to save myself some time. I'm going to save myself some time and not bother. Yeah, I knew it was a discovered system. I'm not totally... He is. No, I'm not totally stupid. He is. No, I'm not. Right, let's have a look what people are saying while we're doing the jump. I tried that with the overcharge and still got caught numerous times. But yeah, the overcharge. But then again, you know, the overcharge is what? It's going against what you should be doing to get the easy kill. And it's like, if the overcharge is so overcharged, why don't we have a gun made like the overcharge? That would be my question. Oh shit, I needed to... I've really got to scoop the next star. I'm actually not doing too bad because I think I've got enough out of the last couple of scoops, but this is getting perilous now. But we might have a few places in the system actually, so let's have a look. Marshall might have to turn around and come back and save me. Let's have a look. Yeah, and the thing is you need the stuff more. This is why that the FDev way of making you grind for stuff doesn't always work right, because you need to grind to get there, and then when you get there you don't need to grind. So it's like, it's a bit pointless to program it like that. Just make it difficult all round, make it a bit more sneakier. But I think, you know what, hiding stuff behind graded level just hides bad design for me, in my opinion. It's just there to hide bad design sometimes. I understand like gearing up, which I've done in many other like games, but gearing up in Elite is not the same way at all. It feels wrong every time in Elite, and you end up having to cheat your way to get stuff, and even then it's still time consuming. That's what makes me laugh. I think when they design stuff, they know people are going to cheese it, so they're like, yeah, we have to make the cheese long. We have to make everything uber long. Right, nothing in that system, was there? Didn't see anything. Nope, nothing. All icy bodies. Right, scoop, 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 scoop. Everybody write scoop. Yeah, but in other live service games, the grind doesn't feel like it does in Elite. Kathina, that's what gets me. And I have said it before, I do believe the grind in Elite was solely put there so they didn't have to put any type of story content out, like serious story content. No, some people say this isn't a AAA company, but they're hardly a small company either, and they've had a lot of money for this game, like a lot of money. And I think some things, when you look at how you're limited, you think, well, that doesn't really suit the game. I was saying to Marshall earlier that the whole jump range thing's just totally been thought out wrong, in my opinion. Like, whoever originally came up with the jump range idea, there's too many stars in the galaxy to need even jump range. I don't mind it. It's not like a huge issue for me, but like the sheer amount of stars in the game, even if you had unlimited jump range, we would not have mapped all of the systems, and probably never would be able to. So it just feels strange the way it's done. That's all I'm getting at. I'm bloody rambling here, and I don't nothing to ramble about. Right, so get away from the sun a little bit more, Swifty. We've got a good scoop there, so we'll get a good scoop at the next one, and we'll be golden. Has nobody else seen June? I'm really surprised that people aren't talking about it. Like, the first one was fantastic. I'm not a fan of all the actors, but the first one was really good, but the second one, absolutely mind-blowing. It felt like being at the cinema when I was a kid. Like, that's the first movie to do that since I was a kid. I think probably, what was the last movie that made me really feel like a kid in reality? Christopher Nolan's Batman maybe did a little bit, but I think before that it was probably Jurassic Park, you know. I'm really thinking, I'm like, what was that last film that made me, like, my belly feel strange? That was probably something like that. I've seen lots and lots of great films, good films, enjoyable films at the cinema since then, but I just don't think anything's made me feel that way. And I don't go see the new Ghostbusters. I'm going to go see it, but I don't go see it because it's going to destroy every last hope I ever had. I know it is. Like, it's going to single-handedly do it, but I'm like, well, I can't not see it because then you won't know. but I know it is. I'm just one of these people, so I'd rather not have the sequels at all, really. And I sincerely mean that sometimes. Like, I don't mind total remakes because then you have other directors' takes on it, and sometimes, you know, they pull out a really good film. Well, like Christopher Nolan with Batman, for example, but majority of the time it doesn't work out. We should have come across something. Come on, give us something.
2 biological signals found on icy body AB2F.
Well, I'll plug that for now.
Occurrence of valuable species
It's ringed as well, that one.
on icy body AB2F.
It's pretty cool. Where the other planets probably are. But even Dennis Villeneuve, who I think is a really good director, he couldn't hold out on Dune 2 of putting a few those stupid jokes in there. You know, the ones in the serious movie that make you laugh and they just don't feel like they should be there. That's comic relief. I'm just going to check what this biological might be first, but I'm pretty sure what it is. Yeah, it's hotter than the other one. But it's probably basic too. AB2F. That's the one. We've got it marked, and it's only 2,000 light seconds, so that'll give me a chance to look at the chat anyway. If you hear what sounds like being an old person being asphyxiated, it's not. It's my cat. Thanks, Malcolm, for the scoop, by the way, sorry. Still didn't read the messages. So I've got a bit of catching up to do here because people are chatting away. Okay, scoop, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a big issue, isn't it, Joe? It's annoying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Kathina, because like there's other live service games do have a story going on, and I think Elite could have done it. I mean, they've got enough things going on. They can do it. They just didn't want to. And like I said, I think the engine's like really limited. So I do believe that this Elite will eventually come to an end and they'll make another one. But I think they're probably going through the process of, do they transfer accounts or do they start to build something completely new? Because they need to get ahead of Star Citizen, because I still think Star Citizen's never going to make it. I think that the single player game might. But I just don't buy the narrative that the whole game is. I really don't. I just don't ever think it will. I think I can see a snake oil salesman when I see one, and I just see it all over with Mr. Roberts. Although he has got a history of doing good games, so. 6, okay. 1, 2. Oof, this is small. 3, 4, 5. Do it there. While that maps, I'll have another look at the chat because it's going fast. Yeah, but if you're not constrained by story, then in a modern game, I get what you mean, Malcolm, because you're absolutely right. The original games, I loved them, but they were on very limited systems. With what we've got now, you can, as a customer, expect more. I don't think you should expect more, but you can expect more, I think, from a game. And I just think that Elite's just limited sometimes in that way. But there are games which are much more limited than this one. I am aware of that. Like, if it wasn't any good, I wouldn't have been playing it for years, and none of us would have. But then again, there's no serious competition, in my opinion, at the moment. If there was much more serious competition, I think Elite might have gone by the wayside. Because I think about a game like I'm trying to think of something I don't actually like, which is X, is it called? But X looks good. I've actually played it, and when I'm playing it, I can't really fault how it looks. I hate the flight models, if you can call them that. Don't like docking sequences. Like, there's loads about where I'm like, that's why I don't like it. I don't like it as a game for those very reasons. FDev have just had nobody pushing. But I think that that StarCon or whatever it was a couple of months ago, that made it look like Star Citizen is on the verge of launching, and the amount of views it was getting on YouTube, I think higher ups at, not necessarily FDev, but even higher up than that, were like, hang on a minute, we've got that, why have we not got those customers baying for our? I really do, and I think FDev were told to put the jetpack on and get doing something. I really do, because we started to hear lots of information very quickly. Things have started moving very quickly, and we've got content that I don't think a lot of people were expecting, and I just can't believe that the two are not connected. What did you think of June, Malcolm, by the way? Nobody else has talked about it. Oh, Joe, can't you just offer to watch, like, yeah, she's just not going to go for it at all. What do you mean? Because you just have to do the offering, don't you? You have to say, look, I'll come watch some Ryan Reynolds movie. Actually, I shouldn't say Ryan Reynolds because he's pretty funny. But he used to be a heartthrob, didn't he? I'm like, yeah, I'll come see some Ryan Reynolds movie with you. Oh crap! I'm like way behind, so just give me right. Oh well, that's what you do then, Joe. If you think she's up for it, I don't see a problem with that. I think that's a sign of a very strong relationship. Hang on, let me just go get this scan, and then I'm going to properly look at the chat. This is like the other one, isn't it? Like, I'm going to stop coming to these bloody two places, because these are the new. This is the new Rocky system, isn't it? Then when you drop in, you're like, ooh, and then you get there, and it's like 15,000 rock worlds. That's what this is. It's literally the exploration, exobiology equivalent of that. Right, hang on. Let me have a proper look at the chat. Let's go through it. Yeah, I couldn't play Freelancer. I did download it. I tried. There's some games I just can't. I can't play some retro games. Although I have said, like, I'm planning on one day having like a mini PC that only does retro games. And when I do that, the day I do that, then I would probably like open my mind to even more retro games, because I'd actually hook it up to an old TV as well. So, but it is something I'm thinking about for the future, because I know that if I was in the right setting, I'll get back into the mindset of it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, building for third base. Yeah, like I said, I always felt that X looked alright. I just hated the flight mechanics on it, and the docking was horrible. Same actually with No Man's Sky. The only thing that keeps me from loving No Man's Sky is the kind of the space flight, because it is truly horrible. Like horrible with a capital O. Is this my second or my third one here? I've forgotten. It's my third, isn't it? I think it is. I'm just saying it so I know, because there's Funticular next to it as well. So yeah, and Star Citizen, although I did like it, unfortunately, like Fallout, and I am quite the same with Fallout, is that I get into it at the beginning and then I very quickly go off it, and I don't know what it is. Tried to play it again the other day. I had an hour in the morning, and I thought, oh, you know, I'll load it up and have a look around. And I think I jumped to a system and got hailed by somebody with some useless thing, and I was just like, you know what, I don't want to play it. So I ended up not playing. So I don't know if I'll ever even finish the first game, let alone a new game plus. Luckily, this stuff's quite easy to find, but having said that, it's not saying leaving Colonia range, so no problem. And now there'll be none, because that's what this game sometimes does. It offers you a massive patch. I'm gonna go back around, because I think that message I got was late, and I think I am within range here, or out of range is probably a better way to say it, because it hasn't said entering again yet, so it normally says that quite fast. And it probably would have said it by now, I think. Yeah, okay, we're good. Okay. I'm really gonna have to like get these types of planets. Like, I need to work out how to do it a bit faster though, like, because I didn't realize when I first started. I thought the exobiology was like more randomized, but it isn't. It's like everything else. It's like Earth-like, so you only come across the big ones every now and again, which is good. So it stops people from overtly making huge amounts of money, but it falls into that thing of, well, no, you don't have to do this. So I do want a way of actually getting down and grabbing stuff quite quickly and then moving on, you know. Yeah, there's just again, it's one of those things where I don't mind building or making stuff, but if you're having to do it so often, then they either have to make it easier so that you're not mining so much stuff to get what you need, or finding so much stuff. You have to find a lower amount because you're doing it more often. But they don't. And then, of course, there's even the case where I think it's in the kind of pre-game planet, you know, the one that teaches you stuff. Sometimes it's very, very, very low chance, but you actually get loaded into a planet that doesn't have the stuff you need. So some players probably walk away from that game thinking they're dumb as a bag of rocks and they don't know what they're doing. And it's only later on that they find that, well, you just have to reload into another game because it just so happened that that planet didn't have what you needed. It is like, because the things you need normally are not like rare. It's not so bad, but yeah. It's a bit like me. The first time I ever played The Division, I used a burst. Oh, not used. I found a burst MP5, so that's what I was using. And you can't get through the pre-game with a burst MP5. Somebody was saying like you can't do it. It's physically impossible because you get rushed, and unless you're part of a group carrying you. You can't do that because the burst MP5 won't reload fast enough for you to get all your shots off. And I'd literally, like, and you've seen my head, I'd pulled my hair out. I didn't know what I was doing wrong. Put the game away for like 2 months or something. And it was only when one time I just thought, you know, I'll just try it one more time. And because I'd forgotten some of the things, I was like, I'll just cancel that character and make a new one. And then I got a G36, went through it and absolutely melted everything, and couldn't work out why I hadn't been able to do it before. And then somebody said, you didn't happen to have a burst MP5, did you? Because basically trying to lay tarmac with a hose or whatever it is to say. Okay, done and done and done. The thing that gets me is that when they have such ridiculously high counts with multiple things, and it's like, jeez Louise, and then some will have a weight limit as well, so you're like, how am I supposed to do everything without an Excel sheet? Well, I mean, I've never designed a game, so I don't know how hard it is. So I can't really speak. Right, I think that was the only one in system, so we're moving on, and we'll have to see what we jump to next. Why am I going to the galaxy map, you Doyle? You can tell I haven't played the game for a couple of days, can't you, when stuff like that happens. Right, okay, I think we can actually frame jump out now. I love jumping upside down. I'd love this game in VR. If I had it in VR, I'd be one happy camper. You can't stream in VR though. It's horrible for you. Have you seen that game? Oh, I can't remember what it's called now on the Xbox. There's a game which I found this morning, which is like, it's a puzzle game where you just organise stuff. This is not like me at all. I'm not that type of person. But I was trying it out, and every so often a cat comes in and fucks your shit up. Has anybody played that game? It's on Xbox Game Pass. I want to say it's called like 2 Left or something like that. Can't think exactly what its name is. But... Right, let's see what we've got here. Holy goddamn. Right, okay, let's root through and see what we've got. So that's some metal ones, I think.
One biological signal.
One biological on that one. I think we might find a few biologicals in this system. Just have a feeling. But we need really more than one. These are all... When it says validating, does that mean you're the first discoverer, but because you haven't cached it in, it doesn't know yet? Is that why it says validating?
One biological signals found on IC body B2.
Another 1-1. Another 1-1.
One biological signals found on IC body B4.
But if you're going to do so many 1-1s, why don't you do an 8-1? So one good thing about I do like that they did with the asteroid clusters is they basically did it so that you only have to find one asteroid and then you're not going through everything else. Oh, is that the other one? So I'm guessing the other planets are with this then. Or at least the majority of them will be.
First discoverer of planet A3C.
Oh yeah, I'm the first discoverer. Okay, we've got 3 biologicals.
Found on rocky body A3.
Okay, so we are
Possible
gonna...
occurrence of valuable species Aleoida coronimus predicted on rocky body A3E. Possible occurrence of valuable
so we're
species
definitely going to go have a look at this one. The other is going to be a bacterium. So I don't think I'm going to bother with those ones. I might see how I feel actually. What jump are we on? It all depends on jump. 6 jumps left. You know, I might go and just get them.
Possible occurrence of valuable species Recepta umbrux predicted on rocky body A3E. Possible occurrence of valuable species Tussoxeridae predicted on rocky body A3E.
Oh yeah, I don't think people really break. Well, I've seen a few videos where people break them actually. Oh, it means it's been deleted. Alright, I didn't actually know that. I wonder why they do that then. It's a shame some people delete them. Why do you have a punching bag, Athena? I'm not a big fan of the Nintendo stuff myself. As I've said, I don't like fun stuff in gaming in that way. I don't. Never have. But yeah, it's a good little system, and the fact that they've actually been able to successfully port over some well-known titles as well, because I do know a couple of kids who've got Switches, and when I talk to them about like the games I play, and they're like, oh, I wish I could play that. But luckily with the Switch they haven't been as desperate to keep it just Nintendo, have they? So luckily people get to experience a little bit more, which is good. The only thing I don't like about consoles is not being able to try a game first, and I try pretty much every game before I buy it. And you can't mod it. Those are the only things that really like put me off the console sometimes. I mean, most of the games I've got on console are games that I've either had on PC or I have on PC that I've completed and stuff. And there's a couple of like other ones where it's console specific, so like I don't need to mod a sports game or something, so I'll have that for the console rather than for the PC, so on and so forth. But the majority of it I like on the PC. I like to keep it on PC because it can be modded. And values in the game can be played around. Like if you want to be invincible, you can just be invincible on that playthrough. If it's a difficult game, I mean, generally stuff like Red Dead or something like that. You don't need that type. You don't need trainers for them or anything. But other games, trainers can be fun. Okay, we've got Tussock, Stratum, and Bacterium, and it's saying they're all in the same spot now. I'm going to go, yes, there will be, so I'm going to just click Stratum because I know what that is, I know where it is, and so shouldn't be difficult to find at all. And all three of these biologicals should be in the same spot. The Tussock can be questionable because I think there is one Tussock that grows in the mountains, if I remember rightly. So we are looking for exactly that right in front of us. You see how green this crater is? Craters just seem to generally throw stuff up. So if there's a good flat crater near you, then I always think it's good to head towards that big flat crater. And this one's got 4 little craters inside, so it's going to be quite big, I think. And the good news is, if we can't find the stuff we need in it, then we just pop outside of it, and there's a load of blue, so it's probably going to help us. Oh yeah, I mean, you do save a lot of money testing games on your PC, though. That's the other thing. Like, you do. So, and I'm not saying that tongue-in-cheek. I do actually use it to test games, and I've saved myself a fortune of stuff that I would have bought and realised it just didn't need it, didn't want it, didn't like it. Oh, this is a weird one because it's got lots of little flat patches, but there's lots of like quite rocky parts to it as well. So I think we're going to head like somewhere down here because we know I can see that there's a big spot. But yeah, this isn't as flat as it looked, is it? But this orange part will have plenty of stuff, I'm sure. But yeah, like recently, but GPUs never used to be like they are now. The reason they've got like they are now is because they know they can hold us hostage, and people will, well, not people, dumbasses will pay like really over the top amounts. Because some of the prices I've seen GPUs going for, and people kind of bragging that they paid it, I'm like, you're a new fool. Like, oh, is that there? No. Oh, yep. I think we've just come across our first little bit. And okay, these are like the little horse turd ones. Yeah. Okay. I think they're like cowpats. I haven't seen any stratum pop in. That's my only worry. I haven't seen any pop in, and normally stratum's like everywhere. So I'm not sure if we have to go out of here. There's oh no, it's popped in. All right. So, and first footfall. Thank you very much for giving me this wonderful day. Right. It's everywhere, so we're alright. We're in a good spot. The other thing is about which annoys me a little bit about consoles sometimes, is pricing. Console owners just get absolutely taken advantage of. The price I pay for a game on PC, even for the same game, is I can get it always cheaper. After a few months, it'll always be on sale, always on one thing or another. Looking for like those little cow pats. There's one. Okay, cool, because we needed that one there. I was hoping there'd be another one on this thing, but I think, whoa, how much tussock do you want? At least we know we're going to definitely come across some tussock. Nebula Trip. So I'm being absolutely truthful when I say this. This isn't hyperbole. I don't think I have. Okay, and I'll tell you which game it was. I was going to say, I don't think I've paid full price for a game before. I have. I paid full price for Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC. So I bought it on PlayStation first, if I remember rightly, and then, yeah. And then when it came out for PC, I bought it for PC full price. Not just full price, I think I got the Ultimate Edition or something. But every other game I've had on PC, or I've got on PC, I haven't had to pay full price for. And especially going forward, the way that they're talking about pricing games, I think I'll be even happier for that, because the way that the prices they're talking about at the moment, I think we're just, if we go over here we might spot something.
Leaving clonal colony range of bacteria.
Yeah, I know we are, but that's the thing, that one was inside the space. So I think we have to be up a bit for this one to pop in. I think we need to be at like 80 meters or something. I'm absolutely of the opinion that if you're flying at certain heights, it doesn't pop in unless you're like higher. Or it's there, but it just doesn't load the thing. Oh, there we go. Okay. Like all this tussock only appears later, but it's okay, we found the third one. And then everything else is in pretty close proximity, so we're not going to have problems getting everything here, I think. We should probably take the Scorpion here, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's probably one of the things. But yeah, I mean, I've got a couple of games in my library that I haven't played as well. But I mean, I'll get around to them. I'm just, I do tend to sometimes like, I'll have days when I have got the 3, haven't I? Yeah, because it's reset. I have got days when I'll literally say, okay, today I can't play anything that I have played before, and I'll play something different. But I am still quite selective about games I buy, even when they're on sale. There's only one game I've bought recently that I regret, and it was by an indie developer, and it was called, can't for life remember what it was called, but if I go to my desktop I should be able to see it. it's not Moment. Oh, I'll have to look at Steam actually, on my desktop. It's called Shadows of Doubt. And the reason I bought it was because it was a procedurally generated world with a detective game. So there was murders and crimes going on, and you have to solve them. And you can solve them as good detective, bad detectives. Pretty much, there's quite open to do what you want to do. The only problem for me is it is in a Minecraft world, and so my brain said to me, okay, listen, you like detective stuff, you love like L.A. Noire, I've never streamed them, but I used to play like Sherlock Holmes games and stuff. It's like, so you love this stuff, so you're gonna like it even if it's Minecraft. It's not gonna be an issue. It was, I hated it, like I just couldn't get over it. It was raining sometimes outside, which I quite liked, give it kind of cyberpunk feel. So that's the only game I've ever really bought that I know I'm never going to play it again, and I feel like I wasted money on it. But I think it was 20 euros or something when I bought it, and I have played it for about 6 hours. Yeah, I mean, it's not Minecraft, but it's those graphics. It's really, I mean, if it was in another game, like in a real world, like let's say you could have those mechanics in Grand Theft Auto, I'd love it. I'd love it. I'd play it all day, every day. But there's just something about those graphics that make it unbelievable, and therefore I'm not my character. Or I don't feel like I can be my character. It's like strange, but I guess people just think differently in different ways, don't they? And some people, when they play games, they want to like totally escape reality, whereas I like to sidestep reality, I think is probably the best way of putting it. So if a game doesn't fall into that, I'm generally not interested, you know. Okay, now we go get the most expensive one, and because we've got first footfall, it's gonna net us some serious coin. I actually need to check where the and this is a good one, I think, this one. I need to check where the carrier is, because I don't know if the carrier is ahead of me or behind me, because if it's behind me, I need to jump it on. But I haven't got a lot of tritium. Is this where I am here? Well, I'm guessing so, because it's saying I've got a ship there, so we need to jump it to here then, don't we? So it should be a fast jump, because he's not going the full distance, so it's, well, 40-minute cooldown. So guess what? I am going to those other planets after this to get those other things, because... And then I'll need to do a side jump out of the system, actually, because I'll be further away. It'll be better to jump out and come back. Yeah, I think this is the expensive one, actually. Marshall will probably be able to tell us what it is. I can hazard a guess, but I don't think I've had this one before. And the reason I say that is because of this marking on it. Oh, I can't do, I'm bloody using my... trying to use my mouse there. It's got like these circular things on it. Now there's another one which has what looks like fingerprints on it, but these don't look like fingerprints. These look much more circular, and it didn't have the honeycomb. It did have, maybe it did, but it was like very, very small. And then I don't remember these bumps, so I'm not sure if I've actually ever scanned this one before. And I don't know its value, but I'm guessing maybe 7 million or something. Like 7 million seems to be the going rate for Stratum, but you know, I might be totally wrong. I was just always taught if you speak with authority, actually more raised like second think everything. Don't take anything for granted. Right, okay, let's have a look. Oh, just in time. And that's good because I wanted to go back towards the ship for the final one, so that's good. Let's see what we've got. Well, this is the thing, like, I couldn't play WoW. I used to have a housemate who played it all the time. He actually introduced me to this, you know, like the Star Wars version of it. I've forgotten what it's called. And I thought, oh, well, it's Star Wars. That'll be it. I'll be able to play it. No. Hated that one as well. But the new Star Wars games are all a bit more, like, graphically heavy and look nicer. So I'm kind of like... a lot of the new stuff I can enjoy. Hey, there'll be no WoW talking here, by the way. Don't be start bloody talking about guilds and shit. Don't you be coming in here talking about bloody elves and dwarfs and Leroy Jenkins. I'm not having it. I will not stand for it. Wait. See, Malcolm, I don't skid around in this one as much. I think it's just dandy. I don't actually know what my ship is. It's somewhere up here. Ah, okay, there we are. So hang on, we had loads of it around us when we first landed. So. Where's it all gone? There we go. There's the third up. Okay. I love this SRV over the other one. It's just, yeah, it's not as fast, but it travels faster. But I've never had to use the gun, I don't think, yet. But I actually like it for planet side stuff, and it seems to suit the planet side better. It just looks better, like the protection over the wheels. I know that's because when you're in combat you don't want your wheels shot out, but I kind of think of it as like protecting it from any big jagged rocks or something. Oh yes, spouses and not understanding the concept of an always online game. I think there's a lot of wives, mothers, sisters, brothers who have just never got their head around the fact that a live service game can't be paused. But I think that's why, I've said it before, a lot of my students' parents are very anti-game and anti-computer stuff in general, and I'm always like, no, listen, we're not in the days of Mario anymore. You know, this is serious stuff now. Games are different. They're not how they used to be. Right, hopefully I've got about 10 million for that system, because that means I'll actually get like 50 million. So we're going to go B4 next, apparently. So, well, we're going to get on the ship first instead of getting out of the car. So, it's that one. So let's get it on. Get out from under my feet. It's not time yet. Go away. Don't start this stuff. Away. Away. Right. Sorry, my cat's being a prick. And you know what? I bet she's right on time, isn't she? What time is it? Have a look. Oops. 21:57, so that's 22:57. Yeah, 3 minutes to 10. Because she normally gets 3 minutes to 11 here. Because she normally gets fed at 11. She's a prick, my cat. Like she's on the bloody. She's on the ball. So 425, so 425, 4. Okay. These are only 1-1s though, aren't they? So I wasn't really looking forward to doing these. I wasn't really planning on doing these planets, but I might as well, seeing as my Do you know what? Funnily enough, you should say that. I date somebody who isn't a gamer, but I do need somebody, like, anybody I do date or go out with or whatever, has to have their own things in life. They have to have their own hobbies, aspirations, dreams. Like, I don't want them to be in line with what I like. And then if you're really lucky and you can just find somebody with good crossover, then, you know, if they like a little bit of what you like, then that's good as well. But I just can't. I can't have somebody live in my pocket, and I don't want to live in somebody else's pocket either. Right, okay, let's get to work on this one then. So it's a short trip. It's only... No, it's not a short trip. It's over 400,000 light seconds, so we're definitely not going there. Don't be done. How long till jump? Right, 30 minutes. We needed to jump out anyway, so we'll log that and we'll come back. We'll have to come back. There's no way I'm doing 400,000 light seconds, not in a stream anyway. What are you doing? What am I doing? I love my cat a bit, she's my world, but some days, like, she just knows. She's such a good cat, that's the thing. She's the best cat in the world. I know everybody says that about their cats, but she's just night and day from when I first got her. She's just so loving, like, amazing little thing she is. But she also knows what gets me hot. She also knows what winds me up, so she's like, you're in the middle of streaming and it's 11 o'clock. I know what I'm going to do, I'm going to run around your feet. And she knows what streaming is, so she knows I'm not going to leave the TV. She's more than aware of that, because as soon as when I say goodnight and start, she hears the music for my theme tune for the show. She immediately gets up. She knows, right, oh, he's done. But she does like trying to wind me up in the middle as well. I think she just gets a bit bored, I think, just sitting behind me. I don't know, like, normally if I'm watching TV or something, she'll be sat on me getting a stroke and whatnot, but when I'm streaming, the attention isn't on her. What you're on about, that's weird, Kathina. I'm not sure what was I talking about then, because obviously you're a little bit behind me, so I'm just like go on, Patty. Oh, hello, Malcolm. Just saw your message. I'm just in the thingy, so I can't message now. Right, so let's get it there. I was just actually saying earlier with Marshall, I'm going to have to try and see if I can fix the latency. Because it's like a minute and a half or something difference. And it's annoying because you can't tell if your stream's up and running properly. That's why every now and again you'll get one of those 20-second ones where I suddenly stop streaming. It's because it's been set up wrong or whatever. But and you just don't know when you first go live. I think we're going to get dud systems now because I needed to wait, what, 28 minutes or something? So that'd be perfect for one planet, it'd be 28 minutes, but it's like, no, you're not even going to get that. I'm just going to fly you as far away from your fleet carrier as I can, so you have to come all the way back through all those dud systems. I know how the universe works. I think I kicked a granny down the stairs in a former life. I'm just going to be straight with you. It was a granny or a handicapped person. I really don't know, but I got dealt bad hand for this one. Ah, right, I get you. Okay. No. I just can't do it. I think the only thing that would maybe trump like that thing would be if somebody was like super intelligent, where I just learn from them all the time. Like, I think if I was with somebody like that, then I might get a bit clingy or something, but not generally. Don't ask me why I'm attracted to intelligence. It doesn't make sense, I know. I told you, I'm telling you, I'm gonna hit nothing but bad stuff. Yeah, cats are smart. They're smarter than we make them out to be sometimes. But I mean, mine, I just treat it like a dog the moment I've got it, like. And she's great. She's absolutely wonderful. Oh, I just saw another thing like off to the side here. There we go. Some hidden ones. Normally, if you zoom out, it'll be the same thing, but when you zoom back in, it'll point towards them. So you don't always have to drag yourself always across. You can just kind of zoom out, and when you do the next zoom in, it'll pop you like right in line with them. Ooh, we got one biological. So as long as it's not tagged, I'll be happy to test it. Test the waters. I actually thought I might get something more in this system, actually. It's not so much that I was thinking more planets, more biologicals, because that's the greatest error you can ever make. But I was just thinking 29's kind of like, it's a high number, but it's one of those high numbers where you usually find like one or two. And it's normally like, it's normally like it's for like 2s and 3s, I think. But yeah, I'm gonna go to this one. The reason I'm actually going to it is because the 3 things that it's predicting are better, and I noticed that because the atmosphere is different from the other systems and the temperature's very high. So I am thinking that this is going to be pretty good. It's also slightly high G, but not over the top. So it's planet A5b. Oh yeah, people are very different, but I think the only stipulation I could have, like serious stipulation, is it has to be somebody who likes comedy, and especially somebody who has a dark sense of humour, because I have a really dark sense of humour. Like, you don't see my humour on stream, like my dark humour on stream as much, because I'm wary to sometimes share it with others. I'm not evil or anything, I just have that very dark sense of humour. But I come from a family who have a very dark sense of humour. I've been like a connoisseur of stand-up comedy since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. Actually, I didn't even think about it, but like, because you're all English, you'd probably be able to. I was taught somebody today, but couldn't really name people who I'd liked when I was growing up, and I was talking about like people like I'm bloody drawing a blank now. Like just strange people like Phil Cool and stuff like that. I used to like him when I was growing up. Obviously now no, because this comedy's like really dated. Jasper Carrot I was crazy about, and then you know there's like when I used to do the comedy circuits, got to meet a lot of people who were in like TV shows and stuff. Got to see some comedians who I don't think I'd have ever seen later on. So for example, Sean Locke's the one I always go on about. I saw Sean Locke way before he was famous at a gig with about 40 people there. I don't even know if there were 40, to be honest with you. There might have only been 20. And some of the people there were saying he was shite. I wasn't one of them. I loved him, but there were people there saying he was shite and would never make it on TV. Right, it's only 2 probes. Oh, I don't like Phil Cool now, don't get me wrong. Who else don't you like? Who did I say after that? Jasper Carrot. Well, Jasper Carrot's a really sad story for me because I did like him until I met him. And it wasn't funny. I don't mean it wasn't funny in stand-up, I mean it wasn't funny at all when I met him. But like now, my humor's well much more rounded. But I do still like dark comedy. I'm talking when I was little there. I'm not talking about as an adult. Like those are the kind of comedians I liked when I first got into it. Jasper Carrot had a few of his records. Billy Connolly had a few of his records as well. Then I got into George Carlin, who I had records of his as well. Andrew Dice Clay, I had some of his records as well, but I didn't like him so much as a kid, and as an adult I'm kind of like, the guy's funny, but I just don't know if I really like his comedy, and that's kind of dated badly as well. There's always that. I actually saw Ricky Gervais a couple of months ago here in Spain, in Barcelona. I went to see him in Barcelona. A friend had some tickets and asked me if I wanted to go, so I was like, oh, right, okay, yeah. That was unexpected. That was on his newest tour, so I think we must have been right at the end of it. Right, let's have a look. I actually don't know what we're looking for here. I know that we had bacterium of some type, but I want to see if the things worked out which one it might be. So it's Teller or Bulgaris. Now Teller, I think I know which one that is. Oh, there we go. It's just popped in there, so this is whatever it is. So this is all we've got, but we'll get it. Oh, I think this might actually be a good one. It's either that or it's exactly like the one. I'll have to wait till I'm up close. Oh, so you don't like roasting or anything? Because I love roasting. I mean, it all depends. Because I mean, I just prefer, like, you know, if it's political comedy, it's always going to be laughing at somebody else, because of course it's political. So it's like, that's the hard one really, because like there's a lot of comedy where maybe it is laughing, but I wouldn't necessarily say at somebody. See, this is the problem with comedy, that a lot of people who I've met on the circuits before don't even understand, is that even if, I mean, I'm not talking about your Bernard Maddins or your Roy Chubby Browns here, although I still would expect them to essentially think the same way, but I'm talking about just regular comedians. Like, when something's laughed at, you're never laughing at the person, and the comedian's never making a joke about the person. It's about laughing at situations. So that's why I say, like, with dark comedy, you know, with dark comedy you can laugh at some pretty bloody dark things, but it doesn't mean you, but like, away from laughing at a joke like that, you know, I'll do anything for anybody, you know, and I wouldn't laugh at somebody because for them being them, if you get what I mean. But I have noted that a lot of people who watch comedy, they think that the comedians are the person that they're pretending to be, and they don't realise that, like, it's a character for the majority of the time. I'm not saying all comedians are like that, because they're not, because there are some comedians who are very much themselves. But to give you an example, what's his face? The guy who's just started to go huge in the US. Christ, he's on Mock the Week and stuff. James Acaster. You know, like he was talking about it in one of his recent things where he said, I just don't think we should make fun of anybody, and I was thinking, but it's not that any comedian's making fun of somebody. It's a character, and then James Acaster himself is a character. There's no way he's like that every day of the week for every hour. So for him to kind of say that he feels that some comedians do make fun, maybe some do. I mean, he's more behind the scenes and he would know. But there's some comedians who I have met, for example, the aforementioned Mr. Carrot, who look very, very nice and amiable on TV, and in reality are a very different person. And then I've seen people who on TV you would think were really mean, and they're actually lovely people, like beyond lovely. I'm not name dropping, but I've had comedians, like quite famous comedians, give me a lift home and stuff to a next town over and stuff. Like, I've met some really, really nice people. Yeah, I mean, I think it is one of the easier things for comedy to laugh at. I don't really want to get into politics of anything in the stream because, like I've said, I have my own politics that don't always need to come in, and I just feel like there's a lot of things in the world that I either agree with or I don't agree with, and I'm neither right, and I feel that I'm always saying, like, even if I don't agree with something, doesn't mean I'm right, just from my point of view. But yeah, he did. I remember quite a few jokes. Yeah. But then again, I don't, like I've said before, I don't think there's anything that isn't necessarily to be laughed at. I just don't. And the idea that it doesn't go on anyway, like, it's hard to explain. One of my favourite American comedians never really liked white people, and was quite openly racist in his comedy about white people. But he was really funny, so I've just never found it offensive. But I know that comedian doesn't like white people, or didn't like white people, or didn't like the majority of white people anyway. And I've sat with white people and tried to watch his comedy, and people didn't like it. They couldn't stand it for more than like 5 or 6 minutes. They were just like, well, he's obviously openly racist. And I'm like, yeah, but he's fucking funny. I don't know. Oh, was this one already sampled? Did I just fly around in like a literal triangle and come back to the one I started off with? Because it's funny, because well, no, I don't want to talk about that part. I was going to talk about like trans people, because I have actually worked with trans people before, but this is too much home stuff. I'm not going to go further on it, I don't think. There's just far too much, in my opinion, of trans stuff all over the news on both sides. It's one of those things I'm kind of sick of hearing. You've been told that you have to support one side or another, and the idea is that one side is one way and another's another, but come on, get out. I've just got straight back in there, haven't I? But I did have a student once, and it was a very, very good student who I really liked. Just had a very different experience of everything with that person. So yeah, let's just change the subject for now, I think. That's it. And it's funny because myself and I think it's also just how I am, like myself and Ellis Garspeak, and we get along. We're very different people. I'm just tired of a world telling me that I have to be one way or the other, when I know that most people are somewhere very much in between. And all of these things in the news are just non-stop now. It's like, I saw something earlier about some Russian woman who'd voted for Putin from the UK, and they were talking about like deportation. I'm like, you can't deport somebody because they voted in an election. Like, regardless of what you think of that bloke or whatever, you can't stop that person doing that. The world's gone a little bit squirrely in that sense, I think. And I don't like the guy. I won't say I hate him because I might fall out off a balcony or something. Well, I think that's the problem, Kathina, is there is a massive change in society going on monetarily, and that monetary change needs an enemy, which is not the money. So we've been told to look at the rest of the world. We've been told, look at this, look at this. Don't worry why your rents have gone up fourfold. Don't worry about why your electricity now costs the price. Wow, how sure I'd got out of it. Don't worry that electricity is priced the same price as a bloody car or whatever. Go hate these people or those people or whatever. I'm pretty tired of it. I think we need to get a hold of politics very quickly before it gets a bit out of control. I really do. It's something that's one of the reasons I stopped watching the news. I just feel like the world's kind of spiraling at the moment. And I don't feel that when I'm in the mountains or doing something. So it's good. And one of the reasons I say that I'm worried is because of where I live. Spain is the most fascist country in Europe. It really is. Like, people don't understand. They still do the Nazi salute here when they go to the tomb of... when they visit or have a day where they go to the tomb of Franco. Right? Goes on. They don't care. And the funny thing is, you don't hear anybody, any politicians talking about it in Europe, but it still goes on. And I've said to my housemate, like, if the right-wing party gets into power here, they don't like the British because of Gibraltar. So what would happen to me? Like, it bothers me a lot. I'm really, really concerned in these times at the moment. Because this right-wing group are probably going to get in. Come on. We've travelled far enough. Hang on, I'm going to just check my map for something, because this is getting silly now. It's only a 500 metre range. I've gone way over. I've connected it. Right, okay, let's get it up. Oh, there it is. No, hang on, that's where it's jumping to. So, come on. There we go. So this can't be that many jumps. 4 jumps back. But I don't think it's actually finished jumping yet, but it will do by the time we get there. Right, so it's going to be jumping in 3 minutes, so I will be there just as it arrives. I think we're going to be quite lucky here. And then I think once I get there, I'll plot. Oh, actually, I've got some work to do on there. That's actually one of the things. I did want to check it when I first got to the carrier, but we'll see. Right, okay, so a couple of jumps back, we'll get that done, and then we'll set it for the next part of the journey. And well, I don't think we can harm anybody down here, Joe. The problem is that I will stop talking about this in a minute. I just think politics it's gone down a road of no return. And choices have been made, and you can't pull politics back out of this cesspool that it's in at the moment. You just can't. You just can't. And it's basically like Trump and Boris Johnson. Even for the good things he's done, because Trump's not as bad as people make out either. Some of the lies that get peddled about him are just. It's like you just feel like give up on him, because I don't like the guy, but you're not catching him because he's either been careful or he hasn't done it, and they're just trying to make him out to be worse than it is. But him and Boris Johnson, basically, Boris Johnson actually wasn't the first. The first one was Tony Blair with his spin doctor. Have made like openly lying in politics an acceptable behaviour, and people just started running with it, and now you've got crazy laws being passed. They're talking about like, yeah, we're going to take away free speech because these people speak bad about others, and it's like, hang on a minute, you can take away free speech because there's people getting arrested for online speech in the UK left, right and centre, and I'm just like, well, this is not fair. Because when I've been to Hyde Park on Speaker's Corner, and I've heard what some people have to say about me and what some people have had to say about other people of my family, and have told me what they think should happen to me, and it's not something that, it's their right to free speech, as long as it doesn't cross over into something violent, then. But I am aware that hate speech does lead to violence as well. But it's unfortunately a part of free speech, is that you're going to have some people who are just horrible. But what I do worry about is if certain free speech laws are passed, it's then going to be used in a totalitarian way against everybody. As soon as you speak out against somebody in the gulag, it'll be no different from how it is in Russia. You can't call it a war, you have to call it this, you can't call it that, you have to. I don't want to live in that world, I really don't. I've had some of the best conversations of my life with people I don't agree with. That's what gets me. Anyway. And what you've got now running in the UK is just, it's a mess. And I think for the first time, they've actually shown that they really don't actually know what they're doing. Apart from, I think it was Hunt talking about, was he talking about like, they're thinking about giving themselves $100,000 pay rise or something, and that it's not much. I mean, that's how out of touch these people are. I don't know if anybody saw the video of Rishi Sunak using a hammer, but if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Because it's more unbelievable than you'd expect. Way more unbelievable than it. Like, I'm talking right opposite of what you'll expect. And when I saw it myself, I was just like, how is this guy leading a country? Like, how did he ever get to the point of leading a country? Well, he didn't even get voted in by the bloody public. That has to be stopped as well. 3 or 4 prime ministers who nobody voted for. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's not democracy, I know that much. But I am going to stop talking about that type of stuff now, though, because I just get riled. And I'm not going to be. Right, okay, so there was a water world there, and I'm wondering... Oh, it's been mapped. Ah, okay, we'll just go straight back then. Damn it. So I think we've got like 1 or 2 jumps left now. Yeah, you're right, Kathina, but this is the problem, right? Because and I'm not talking about trans stuff here. I'm actually talking about the much further edges of free speech. So I'm actually talking about the free speech where there's people standing there saying, "I want to kill you. If we lived in a different country, I would kill you." Right? That's what I'm talking about, and I still think they have the right to say that if they want. Because I want the right to be able to say back to that person what I want. And I wouldn't put myself in that situation. Like I said, I went to Hyde Park once, Speaker's Corner, thought it'd be interesting, and basically had somebody saying they'd kill me if we were in another country and they saw me in the street, they'd kill me, and that I should count my days in the UK. And I've just been, ever since then, I've been like, yeah, we could take that away, but I know my government would snowball it. So that's the problem for me, because who draws the line, who says where the line are, and what are their political drivers? Do you get what I mean? Like, free speech laws being made by Labour would be different from free speech laws that were made by Conservatives, and the only person making those laws are the ones currently in power. So I just and I'm not on about harassment here, because free speech and harassment are 2 different things, and there is definitely harassment that goes on, especially on the internet. I've seen many videos on YouTube and TikTok that I would actually not consider anything to do with free speech and all to do with harassment. And I think harassment's maybe more provable. But I don't know whether you'd get anywhere with it. I don't know whether it'd work. But I think I do believe harassment can be prosecuted
Possible
better.
occurrence of valuable species Concha borealis predicted on
Ooh.
Rocky Body A5A.
I didn't actually know, but it would have to be...
predicted on Rocky Body A5A.
There's 8 as well. Oh my god, I have to go do this one. Okay. Sorry, Sweet Pea, you're gonna have to wait another half hour for your dinner, I think, because we're not going anywhere soon. Alright. So let's get the conversation back to something fun, shall we? Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, no, yeah, I know there's no difference. I do know that it's Tory light now. It was Tory light ever since Tony Blair got in. But, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, they'd all vote. They live a different world than everybody else in the country, these lawmakers. This is the thing, like, they just live so differently. Things you hear them coming out with, they're just so disconnected from everybody in the country. Like, and it's because it's England's like Spain, it's neocentric. It believes that London is important and nothing else is. And of course we've got a lot of Scottish people in here, so they all know like what it's like the further up north it gets. And but we let them get away with it. We consistently let them all get away with it. So we've only really got ourselves to blame. But guess what you can hardly do now? You can't protest. And they're looking at bringing in new protest laws. And there's a reason for that. So they stoke up a lot of these rallies themselves. and then they bring laws in to stop them. So that's why I believe in free speech so much, because I'm like, if you just let everybody say what they want, nobody can control you. Nobody can control you. But behaviours like harassment and stuff like that, I think, are very, very easily provable. But then, you know, those laws would never even get bloody looked at either. Half the crimes you hear about people who were stalked by somebody or something. But anyway, we are going to stop now. We've got 8 things. I think it's because I haven't watched the news for a few days. My brain wants to vent. Well, I always felt like the best option, but it isn't the best option. I know it isn't, but I've always felt like the best option. Ooh, the fungoid is in a really odd place. Let me just check my list. The fungoida, wasn't it? That's in a strange place. Alright, so the fungoida can be the one actually that isn't necessarily necessary. Oh no, it could be on a flat as well, so you never know. But if it's up there, it's probably not on a flat. So I'm gonna take a look down here. Oops. On a flat part first, and then we'll work out the rest. I'm not seeing massive amounts of dark blue or anything, so that's a good sign. It just means that there is a little bit, so I don't know if anything's actually concentrated in there or whatnot. Because, right, yeah, I'm seeing like a circle of it, so that's where there's a crater. So I am going to park just above that crater. If we can. We're going to park just above this crater, and because we can go into it to find what we need if it doesn't show up on this side, I think. Alright, I might do then. Stop hanging around, cat. I just said it'll be another 20 minutes. I'm sorry, but blame it on the game. It's not my fault. It likes to stick it in and break it off. Oh, we got some nice flat land here. That's good news. I expected the Rocky Mountains to be rockier than this. Right. I think we're going to go for these ones first, because I'll be flying around. Oh, hang on a second. I have found a bacteria one over here. By the looks of it. Yep, so I found the basic bacteria here. So we'll get this one first, because the bacteria is normally the hardest one to find. Too much salt in pepperami. She actually, when she went through, so my cat, when I took my cat, she was mistreated. Like, she was beaten quite a lot. She hadn't been spayed, and then obviously was pissing and shitting around the house of her owner because she was trying to get a male to come. They just beat her. And so I took her, and from the moment I took her, she was rabid. Like, she would be always trying to bite you. She'd accept a stroke every now and again, but the majority of the time she'd be trying to bite you. And I just treat her like a dog from the minute I got her. So like, if she was a bit like attacking all the time, she wouldn't get food. She had to learn to not attack, and that, you know, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Once we got that under control, she then started to understand maybe a bit more that I was there to protect her rather than protecting herself. So then she went through a stage of like being really loving but overeating and being lethargic, and she put on loads of weight for a couple of years. But now she's lost all that weight and everything. She understands her place in the world and everything, and she's just like super happy and super content. So that's why I can't really get angry or anything at her, even when she's trying to push my buttons, because she's playing. Like, she's just a bit bored. She likes kids now, because obviously I have kids coming through the house all the time. My job, like, she loves kids. She doesn't attack them. She's always nice with them, and still a bit iffy sometimes, but I can see her behaviour, so I just warn them, like, oh, this last bit is going to be a bloody nightmare to find, isn't it? The good thing is the tussock and everything. I think the tussock, it's all here, so we're not going to run out of the stuff. I think there might be a patch over here. I'm hoping. Do not tell me that's a rock. I hate it when the game does that. Right, I'm gonna turn this around a bit, because I always say that when you there we go. I was gonna say, when you don't come across some, you just go high and then come back down. They seem to pop in again, but now we've got everything popping up. So there we go. Top of the lid. I think I've actually said before, and I wasn't just speaking out loud, I was like, I'm pretty sure if somebody hurt my animal, I think I'd commit a crime. I just can't see myself not. I couldn't sit there and take it. Like, the person who abused my cat, I wasn't mean to, because I wanted to get the cat away. So that was my intention, was to be nice enough to just get the cat away. I was like, oh, you don't need a cat, just give it to me. Never talked to them again after that. I just took it and went, like, that was it. Didn't even want one either. That was the thing. Wanted a dog. Promised myself if ever I had a pet, it'd be a dog. I had cats growing up, so now the good thing with tussock and everything is you just generally stick. Yeah, you're just here for her to say something, leaving, blah 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 blah, and then you set down again, because you can never really see it from the air anyway until you like get to landing level. But you can see there's something right in front of me there, so whoops. By the way, just so I can emphasize what I mean about comedians when I say about them making fun and it being a part of comedy, I've been trying to think like for a while, like how do you kind of make it kind of clear what you mean? Because comedy's not how people perceive it, specifically stand-up comedy. It's like really not. The majority of comedians, the person you see on stage is nothing like they are off it. Like I said, some maybe not. But there's a guy, and I'll get his name tomorrow. Next time I see you in stream, I'll give it. But there's a guy who had ALS. A very, very good comedian who unfortunately had ALS, and he's died now actually. But the reason I say his name is because he used to get roasted a lot about his condition, but he could also give it to other people as well. And but obviously nobody meant anything nasty. I'm trying to see where that bloody grass went. Where'd it go? Was it in front of me? I haven't thought about it in a while. I've forgotten his name. He was very hard to watch towards the end because obviously his voice had changed so much. And he was getting to the point where it's very difficult to understand when he spoke. But still a great comedian. He's got my name, but I can't remember what his surname was. I'll have to look it up. Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, Joe, if you do rescue a dog, don't let your kids choose it. Go along to a kennel the day before without the kids. Ask to meet a couple of the dogs, see which ones react the best, and then when your kids come the next day, give them a choice. Did I get all 3 tussock? Because if I did, I can start scanning the other stuff. Yes, I did. So let's land again, Swifty, because you've got stuff right next to you. We shall scan. It doesn't really matter. I think these both have exactly the same. This is a semi-expensive Stratum, I think. Stratum. That's my issue, yeah. I think once I've I don't know where you are. Once my cat passes away, because she is getting up in age now, but I don't wish anything. And this one's going to be one of those ones that lives for 30 years, just on love alone. I can tell him. I will foster dogs 100% to rehome them 100%. I've promised myself it, like it'll be one of my hobbies, if you will, like properly trying to train them, getting them adapted to new life, because I just think like with animals I've got, well, even with people I've got a lot of patience, and with animals it's just something I'd rather they spent some time in a house rather than sitting in a kennel. So it's something I've thought a long time about, and I've thought, you know, like, rather than get a dog, because if I have a dog, then going on holiday becomes an issue. All these things like that I have to do, even with the cats I have to deal with, because people always say, oh well, it's okay when you go on holiday because cats are really cats just like doing what they do. I'm like, you're kidding, aren't you? If I close the door, my cats are going crazy. Like, they do not like to be away from me at all, which is both nice and really annoying at the same time. But my cat doesn't do well when I go away on holiday and stuff, so I'm like, if I deal with dogs, it'll be in a fostering situation. Ooh, this one's new. I haven't seen these kind of these pineapple ones around. Now this is the hard one, because with these pineapple ones I don't want to particularly just get out the way, because I haven't seen these on the ground before. I wasn't noticing them, so I'm gonna, and I think these are only like 100 meters or 150 meters. It's a very short distance for this one. At least I'm pretty sure it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to, I think we're going to have to get the SRV out here, aren't we? But unfortunately I think we've parked in totally the wrong place for the SRV. Let's just, no, I haven't seen them anyway. I'm really scared about leaving this particular area now. You actually really... Ah, hang on. You can tell the difference. You certainly can. There's a lot more than I thought. So I'm not sure if they're just growing in this particular area, so I'll have a quick scoot around. Do you know what I'm going to do, actually? I'm going to save myself some time. I must be here then. Okay. So I'm not sure how long that's going to take. Oh, 30 minutes, okay. Alright, I might have overestimated that one then. I thought when you do like a really short jump that the cooldown and everything is faster. Is that one? Yep. Okay, so they do grow pretty much. It does look like they're growing pretty much everywhere, but it's going to be at least an expensive system. Cat, I'm nowhere near finished, Sweet Pea, so you're gonna, unfortunately, you're gonna just have to suck it up for a bit. Love you. There'll be four that I've got. That won't. It will. It'll be four, right? I have to work out where the other stuff is, because it. No, it's be five, won't it? Didn't I get tussock as well? Yeah. Tussock, bacterium, this and this, so that'll be four. Oh, an aloida, yeah. So it will be five. So the other two are probably growing in the same, or roughly the same area as well, I would think. Now look, there's none of it here that I can see, so I seem to kind of... There must be a line where it grows and doesn't grow. The problem is I don't want to fly, like, back towards where I was picking it before. Now, there's some here. So This is good. Which one are you talking about now? Are you talking about dog types? Ah, shut up, cat. Leave me alone. Stop it. Hey. No. 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 Right, yo, so we got that one. It's a shame we don't need Tussock now because it's right next to us. But there's a loider somewhere very close. Yeah, there we go. Right here. So we'll just start by getting our first loider as well. Oh, I've just realised the blue was just outside of the... the crater, wasn't it? So we might not actually have to travel that far. I think, like Marshall said, the polar ice cap's one we have to. My favourite dog's the Pyrenean Mastiff, but there's no way I'd ever have one. I would not want to know what the food bills were for one of those things. But they are a great animal.
Leaving clonal colony range of
And very, what? Am I already?
Colony range of Aleoidelamini.
Oh, I didn't realise that was such a close one. I really didn't realise you could get a loider that easily.
Leaving clonal colony range of Aleoidelamini.
Is that like 100 metres, that one? Let's have a quick look. 150. Alright. 150 always seems like a short distance, but 300 seems like a lot. I've never understood that. And let's go this way. We only have to do 150 meters. Sorry about that. That's my 12 o'clock alarm. If you're wondering why I have a 12 o'clock alarm, it's to kind of tell me to start relaxing.
Leaving clonal colony range of Aleoidelamini.
Because if I don't, I'll be knees deep in a game and not going to bed until 4. So I have to like literally put myself a little alarm clock to say, okay, wind it down. That doesn't mean I'm coming with you. Away, stop it. You go out the door. Okay, a loider. My sister used to have a Dalmatian, and I had a really, really good relationship with him. Like a really good relationship. I actually got to spend a whole day walking in the countryside with him the day before they had to put him down. You wouldn't have even known he was ill. And he just had the time of his life. I'm so happy I got to be the person who was there with him, like, for that day. Nearly lost him to a strong wind though. I'm not even joking, because he was skin and bones at the end. So like this massive gust of wind just we're at the top of Rosebery Topping, which is a hill close to where I come from, and bloody gust of wind nearly took him. Poor sod. Love that dog, absolutely. Should have been my dog anyway. Couldn't have afforded one. I looked after one at the time, but... Right, so we have Photesha, Fungoida and Osseous. Now, I know for a fact, I that some of this stuff isn't higher up. It's just outside of this. This crater, but I just did I land in the crater? I did land in the crater, didn't I? Right, okay. I don't know what these weird stripes are. They're very strange. So where the hell did I come from? I don't understand these massive stripes, and I actually don't understand where I am. I was next to a big... Ah, there we go. Was I in there or not? I don't think I was I? Can't give you... Hey, no. Remind me out. All I can feel is his glass eyes staring at me from the other side of the computer. No! Those black lines are weird. I wonder if he actually found some of the stuff on there. Right, okay, so... let's go down and have a look, see what we can find. Actually, I might head for this kind of like dirty looking part here. I have seen something pop in, but I don't know what it is. I think actually that's just rocks. I've got the other bloody cat screaming down the door now. Oh, don't tell me when. Oh no, here's something. Oh yeah, this is something collectible. I've forgotten the name of it, but yeah. It's the floppy woppy stuff. I call it the seaweed herb. I've got my own names for stuff. I don't need the scientific names. This is the seaweed stuff. But that still means we're missing two other things, and I know one of them. Alright, I didn't know that. Thank you, Marshall. Now, Frutetia is normally worth something, but having said that, it's not. The Fungoida is... Oh, hang on. Fungoida and Osseous. Well, Osseous is going to be somewhere... Osseous is going to be somewhere mountainous, isn't it? I mean, it isn't always, but...
Clonal colony range of Frutexa flabellum.
I don't, for example, I don't think we're going to find Osseous down here. I don't know if I've ever have found Osseous at a low level. I don't think. Mind you, my brain's telling me there is one, Swifty. Oh, who's gone? What are we? You on about the fungoid? Alright, see you later. Have a good one. Hopefully I'll have the camera up next time. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get to do this whole thing in stream. I think I might have to count my money up now and then finish these systems because I've just... One of the cats is puking up outside, which is normal for cats. He does it when he gets nervous, so he's wanting food. So I think it's probably best to go out and feed him because I don't like him being nervous about it. So I'll finish collecting this up and work out what I've made. I feel like a bloody looking after children sometimes. She's actually stopped arsing around now because I think she realised I was not giving in. But I just haven't got a lot of time to be going up and going to a different place. So I might actually, no, I'll save it for the next stream actually because I don't think I'm going to have time to stream between, sorry, time to play between the stream and then, no honesty. Because it is two things we've got to find, it's not just one. So that's my carrier arriving, that's okay. Right, let's see if we can't just collect that one at the pole. We'll go try and find it because who knows if it's in range. If a lot of it's in range of the other thing, it's not going to be so much of an issue. The osseous, I have a feeling there's a mountainous region I need to look at. The osseous one is the one that I dislike the most because it's a bloody bugger sometimes to get it to pop in, especially in mountainous areas. And then when it does, a lot of it's unreachable. I love it when Marshall gives me some information because I actually really find it like interesting. Right, okay, so let's press that button and we are looking for so Aloida, Bacterium, Cactoida, Fungoida, Osseous. So it's saying the Osseous is down there, but I went in both. I went in the thing. I don't know what I mean. And it didn't show, so it's probably one of those things where you have to look for a mountainous region. I also found from this other video by this one guy is that where the hell's the ice caps? Okay, there they are. This one guy that the heat map is just a heat map. Like, stuff will appear where the heat map isn't. Which I didn't think that could happen. Right, so we do have two different colours here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in on an angle here. So I think we're actually going to choose down here. And we're going to start with the dark blue and then we're going to work our way towards that light blue. So we'll find what looks like a kind of... Oh well, I thought it looked like a particular area and it's not. So yeah, this must be something to do with... I actually don't know if I should go over there. I'm a very bad judge of distance when I'm high up. I don't actually think this is too far. see like this lake thing here. That stuff like this interests me because there's different types of kind of blue here. But that looked like there's like patches. Did that look like there was patches where there was nothing in it? I'm just gonna keep pointing to where that blue was. Does that look like there was like nothing there? I.e. no colour or anything when you got really close in. What was it I'm looking for? Fungoid and osseous. Need to get to rockier ground. See, this is kind of why I didn't want to do it. And I was considering ending the stream because I was like, I'm not going to find it, and I knew I wouldn't. So we'll go over here, have a quick look on these rocks, and if not, I'll just call it quits for today. Because honestly, I don't know if some of this stuff is in caverns, above ground, below ground, like I really don't know, so I'm kind of just pot looking it. Don't want to miss out on the money though. Well, I won't actually, because I'll just come in the next stream and do it then. It's not appearing here, is it? I might come across an osseous there. It's just a rock. Okay. I think I'm going to have to call it quits, I'm afraid. This is what I mean, like every time I try and do something, I'm like... I knew that like the last bloody system would have 8 freaking things in it, and 2 are hard to find, but I will get them. I will get them. We'll just continue on in the next stream. So just let me give you a rundown. Where is it? Is it in history? No, I haven't got it. Alright, let's work it out roughly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 plus, and then I think I've got... I think I've got like 200 million. No, I haven't. I haven't got that much. No, you haven't. I have got 100 million maybe so far, but depending on this fungoida. But I do know that it says in the thing the 2 options of... Well, there's only one option actually, because the other option it would have been here, but it's not. So there is a fairly expensive fungoida gelata, and then osseous spiralis, which I don't think I've actually ever come across them. So I do want to get them scanned and collected. So I will do that another time. Okay, but I'm going to end the stream there for tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining in, and I will try and maybe stream on one day this week, or maybe even on Sunday. I'm not too sure yet. I don't want to promise anything for Sunday, but just keep your eyes out if I do go live. And then I'd keep an eye out during the week, and then, like I said, probably sometime towards next weekend I'll do one quite long stream. Hopefully that'll get me back to the bubble and doing a few things in the bubble, and then we can keep on preparing for that big exploration into the black one day. So, but it's not today, so I'll say 9/7 and enjoy the rest of your night, and if I don't see you on Sunday, please enjoy the rest of your weekend. 9/7.